Jai Hind and welcome to all. Myself Shivani from Applied Science and Humanities Department in Ajay Kumar Garg Engineering College. So, today I am going to give a lecture in continuation of corrosion, and the topic is its prevention. In previous lecture I have already discussed what is corrosion, what is the effect of corrosion and what is the mechanism. So, in this lecture I will tell about the prevention method. References are seen, and in previous lecture there was a one question that why aluminum it shows, or we can say the oxide layer on aluminum is stable. So, this type of behavior is known as passivity. So, the method or process in which a metal shows higher corrosion resistance than its original position or original value, then this is called passivity. And since aluminum form a stable protective layer of alumina which is Al2O3, so that is why it shows passive nature. So, a metal is passive in a certain environment if the corrosion rate is very low. By the change of environment, the passivity of metal it get also change, or it may become towards more active towards corrosion. For example, low carbon steel, it does not corrode in concentrate HNO3 because of a protective layer which is a passive layer or passive film. However, in dilute HNO3, it does not form a stable layer and therefore, it dissolve, or we can say steel get dissolved. So, it depends on environment or nature of metal. A passive film is formed on the surface of aluminum, chromium, even tin, in air, water and dilute acids. Okay. And the smaller the specific volume ratio, and what is the specific volume ratio? That is the volume of metal oxide to volume of metal. If it is greater, it means the oxidation corrosion occur, and this rule is called peeling backward rule. A damage of passive film, it may cause the intensive localized corrosion and which is pitting corrosion. The passive oxide layers are dissolved in electrolytes containing chlorides, phosphates, chromates. They stabilize the passive films and promoting the regain of its defects. So, now the protection from corrosion. As we know that this corrosion is a spontaneous process, because where the two dissimilar metal are present and the conducting medium is there. So, definitely the metal which act as a anode, it get corrode. So, if we talk about that how to prevent or how to stop or how to reduce corrosion, I think it will be much better. So, there are various methods for protection from corrosion. These are the simple terms. First, by the proper designing, which helps in prevention of corrosion. And if two dissimilar metal are in contact, so it must be avoided. And if it is unavoidable, then the anodic area, it should be larger as compared to cathodic area. Third, two different metals. If we are using two different metals, so they must have near position in electrochemical series, or we can put a insulator or non-conducting medium between the two metals. The metal used in structure it should be extremely pure, because a presence of impurity, it increase or causes corrosion. While using an alloy, it should be completely homogeneous. Design or fabricate equipment or metal parts in such a manner that they have minimum sharp edges and corners, and it should be avoided, otherwise yes, cervix or joints, etc. So, these are the common points, but if we talk about the definition or we can say the procedure, then the first method of corrosion protection is cathodic protection or electrochemical method. And the concept of this cathodic protection is to save our metal, that is, we can convert this metal into cathode by these two methods, because we know that the corrosion always occur at anode, and if our metal is more reactive, then definitely it will work as a anode, so it get corrode. So, if we protect our metal either by converting it into cathode or by attaching a more active metal which act as a cathode, so our metal can be protected. So, there are two ways or two methods of cathodic protection. The first is sacrificial anodic protection. Sacrificial, it means a new metal which is added, it sacrifice to protect our metal. So, according to this, we connect our metal with more active metal and then complete the circuit. Now, the more active will work as a anode, so it get corrode, and the other metal it will be as a cathode, so it always get protected. For example, underground steel pipes, they are protected from corrosion by this method. And how? So, these underground pipes, if they are connected with magnesium or more active metal, then this will work as a anode, and now our metal will work as a cathode. So, this is the simple diagram. So, this is a earth level and these are underground pipes. Now, if these underground pipes are connected with more active metal and which is known as a sacrificial anode, and there is a medium, because the movement of electron will be should be there. So, in this case, if we connect the both to the metal which is more active, it will work as a anode, that is it sacrifice. So, this is a soil. So, the soil and the soil, it will work as a conducting medium. So, or we can say the buried tank or underground tank, they are also connected with magnesium bar. So, this type of corrosion will take this type of protection, that is sacrificial anodic protection, will take place. So, according to principle of galvanic cell, it is anode and it undergoes oxidation. So, corrosion occurs at anode and the saving, and which is a pipe from corrosion. So, thus the magnesium sacrifices itself, this is for saving the iron pipe or iron tank. Now, if we just see the advantage and disadvantage. So, advantage is no power supply is required, no skilled person is required, no installation cost. There is a very simple method that just connect the pipe or underground pipe or pipe with a more active metal or magnesium bar or other bar, and so it can be placed in rural areas. But if we talk about the disadvantage, so there is one major disadvantage, that extra cost for replacement of this additional or sacrificial anode, because after some time when the additional metal it get corrode, so it is required to replace this metal. So, this is disadvantage and advantages are there. Now, the second method is impressed current cathodic protection. So, in this method we apply a direct current opposite to corrosion current and which is larger than corrosion current, so that it nullify the corrosion. So, in this case the object to be protected is made cathode and connected to negative terminal of DC direct current source. So, the positive terminal of source is connected to the other electrode which is made of graphite, platinum, lead or nickel. So, the impressed current, it opposes the corrosion current or galvanic current. So, protection takes place from the corrosion. So, this is the basically surface and this is the underground pipe. So, here additional DC source is added and the positive terminal of DC source is connected with inert electrode, and this inert electrode it may be graphite or etc. And this is the electrolyte and this negative terminal is connected with iron pipe. So, here we apply a current opposite to corrosion current, and in this case advantage comparatively rapid or more reliable, but disadvantage if there is a hindrance in power supply, or we can say if there is a difference, then in that case localized current localized corrosion may take place. So, there are two ways. First is cathodic, and suppose it is not necessary that examiner or somebody ask direct method, and suppose magnesium, suppose the question is just like this, कि magnesium block is attached with or iron pipes are attached with a magnesium block. Why? Because of this, because in this case the magnesium, since it is more active, it will work as a anode and sacrificial anodic protection, that is a cathodic protection, will take place. Now, the second procedure of metal corrosion protection or corrosion control is by metallic coating. So, this metallic coating means a cover or metal or we can say direct attachment or we can say the direct attack of environment, it can be avoided by applying a active or inert coating in between the metal and its environment. So, we can say the coating, it is of two type. First is anodic coating and second is cathodic coating. First, anodic coating. Anodic coating is done by a metal which is situated prior to the base metal in electrochemical series. That is, if the coating is of more active metal, then this is called anodic coating, and the best method or well known method is galvanization. That is, coating of zinc on the iron is example of anodic coating, and this process has its name galvanization. Since zinc, it is above than iron in electrochemical series, so definitely the oxidation of zinc will take place. That is, zinc is more active, so it will work as a anode. So, in this process the base metal is dipped in molten coating metal. The base metal, it should be clean, it should be very clear. So, anodic coating of iron is done by either zinc or by aluminum or cadmium also. If any crack or pit is formed on the coated metal, then the zinc metal will also again act as an anode. That is, it is always or it protect our metal at this condition, that is our iron will not get corrode. So, this is simple, this is the iron bar, and then on iron bar there is a coating of zinc. So, the process is galvanization, and suppose there is any crack, but after this crack since zinc is there, so definitely this zinc it will work as a anode and exposed part it will work as a cathode, that is our metal, it is safe. Now second is cathodic coating. So in this the coating of base metal like it is a iron is done by a inert material or a metal which occupy a position below in electrochemical series, but it shows higher corrosion resistant property. For example, tinning, that is coating of tin over iron. This protection is successful and comparatively it is of low cost, but if there is any pit or crack on the surface, so in that case now our metal is exposed in air, that is it will work as a anode, so it get corrode. So there is the basic difference in anodic and cathodic coating, that if there is any crack or any pit, our metal is safe, that is the metal will not get corrode. But in case of cathodic coating, if there is any crack, so the metal it gets start to corrode, that is the corrosion will take place. And second point we may say that in anodic coating, the coating of more active metal, that is which is above in electrochemical series from the metal, while in cathodic coating the coating of metal which is below in electrochemical series, but have more corrosion resistant property. Third main point, in galvanization, since the coating of zinc occur and since zinc is toxic, that is ZNO get formed and which is toxic, so this type of process is not used for kitchen utensil or for cooking purpose. While in case of tinning, tin is not or it is non-toxic, so it can be used even for storing the food. So this is the basic difference in anodic coating and cathodic coating. Now the next method of corrosion protection is metal cladding, and here the example is duralium with aluminum. So this process of sandwiching a metal between two corrosion resistant metal like nickel, lead, copper, aluminum, silver, platinum, etc. These are the cladding material. So they are used as a cladding on over a base metal. So for example, the aluminum act as a cladding metal for duralium. Next a very common method is by using corrosion inhibitors. So there are some chemicals which reduce the rate of corrosion either by probability of its occurrence or by reducing the rate of attack, or we can say either by stopping the absorption of evolution of oxygen or by absorbing the evolution of hydrogen or absorbing the oxygen. So again these corrosion inhibitors, they are of two types, first anodic inhibitors, second cathodic inhibitors. Now anodic inhibitors, so anodic inhibitors like phosphate, chromate, tungstate, they protect the anode. They form a partially soluble products which are absorbed on the surface of metal and hence check corrosion. Now cathodic protection is done by again either by reducing the rate of evolution of hydrogen or by absorption of oxygen. So, these are done by organic amines, mercaptans, thiourea or substituted urea. These chemicals, they retard the reduction reaction, that is they reduce the absorption of gaining the electron step by which occur at cathode. So, next method is by using corrosion inhibitor. Now, again another method is the modification of environment. It also helps in protection from corrosion, and which includes the deaeration, which removes oxygen by adjusting temperature or mechanical aging. Second, deactivation, it involves the addition of chemicals such as sodium sulphide, hydrogen NH2, NH2.H2 which absorb oxygen, or dehumidification of environment, which is done by adding alumina or silica gel, because silica gel it absorbs the moisture, and these chemicals absorb humidity from the metallic surface. Corrosion control, it can be done by metal spraying, and where the molten metal is sprayed on the clean surface of a metal or its protection from corrosion, and it is very useful method to protect the towers or bridges. Pack cementation, the heating of base metal with another powdered metal is done, and in this the metal which is in powdered form, it form a coat of a base on a base metal, and which prevent from the corrosion. So, colorizing or sterilizing, the important pack cementation process, and where the zinc or aluminum powdered are heated respectively, and this type of coating is also known as a diffusion coating. And third one we can say the chromizing, and in which the chromium powder and aluminum powder are heated with the iron. And next, electroplating, and this is very useful especially for coating of silver or zinc, silver or gold on a decorative item. So, this is a electrochemical process in which a base metal is coated by zinc, silver, chromium, copper, tin to protect it from corrosion and also to make it shining and decorative. So, here the base metal is made cathode and dipped in its iron electrolyte, which for example, in case of silver, silver cyanide electrolyte, and the metal is to be deposited is made as a anode. The anodizing coating is done for non-ferrous metal such as zinc, magnesium or aluminum. In organic coating, paints, varnishes, enamels, emulsion paints are included. They not only protect from the corrosion, but also give a look good ambience or good look to the metal. So, organic coating, it must have chemical inertness, good surface adhesiveness and non-effectiveness towards inorganic chemicals and water. So, these are the methods for protection or we can say control the corrosion. So, in this corrosion part, first what is corrosion? That is slow deterioration of metal, or we can say through unwanted chemical or electrochemical attack of in its environment. Now, next is what are the effects or causes, and then mechanism, and then these protection method, and for theory purpose just practice two method. First is cathodic protection and second is metal coating. So, I am finishing this lecture here. Thank you.